You are bleeding money right now. Not because you're irresponsible, not because you don't make enough, but because there are holes in your financial life that you've never looked at, and they are draining hundreds of dollars a month while you sleep. Today we find them, and we seal them shut. Last episode we built the dashboard. You know your net worth, your cash flow, and your freedom number. And if you actually ran the numbers, which I hope you did, you probably noticed something uncomfortable. There's a gap. Money comes in, and more money goes out than you thought. You're earning, you're working, but the bucket has holes in the bottom. And no matter how much water you pour in, it never fills up. That's what a leak is. Money that leaves your life on autopilot, without you making a conscious decision to spend it. Here's a number that should make you angry. The average American spends $328 a month on subscriptions. $328. And most people, when surveyed, guess they spend around $86. They're off by almost $250. That's not a rounding error. That's financial amnesia. Netflix, Spotify, iCloud, the gym you haven't been to since February, that meditation app you downloaded at 2 a.m., Adobe, YouTube Premium, the meal kit service you tried once, that free trial you forgot to cancel 3 months ago. Every single one of those hits your card silently, on autopilot, on a different day of the month, so you never feel the full weight at once. So here's your first move. Pull up your bank statement from the last 90 days. Every single transaction, and go line by line. Not a quick scroll, a real audit. Highlight every recurring charge, every subscription, every autopay, every convenience fee. Then ask yourself one question about each one. If I didn't already have this, would I sign up for it today at this price? If the answer is no, cancel it. Right now, not tomorrow, not after this billing cycle. Now, because every day you wait is another day the leak runs. But subscriptions are just the obvious leak. The bigger, quieter one is lifestyle inflation. You got a raise 2 years ago, maybe 10, 15%, and somehow your savings didn't go up at all. The money just absorbed. Better restaurants, a nicer apartment, upgraded your phone plan, started ordering DoorDash instead of cooking. None of it felt like a big decision at the time. That's the trick. Lifestyle inflation doesn't announce itself. It just matches your income dollar for dollar, silently, until you're making 80 grand but living like you make 80 grand. The raise never reaches your investment account. It just subsidizes a more expensive version of the same life. And here's where it gets painful. That extra $300 a month you're leaking, on subscriptions you don't use, on upgrades you didn't need, that's not just $300. Run it through a compound interest calculator. $300 a month invested at 8% for 25 years is $285,000. Let me say that differently. The money you're wasting on autopilot right now could be worth $250,000 by the time you need it most. That's not spare change. That's a retirement account. That's freedom years. That's the difference between working until you're 70 and walking away at 60. So how do you stop the bleeding going forward? Rule number 1, the 48-hour rule. Any non-essential purchase over $50, you wait 48 hours before you buy it. That's it. You don't say no. You say, not yet. You put it on a list. You walk away. And then 48 hours later, you check in with yourself. Do you still want it? Or was that just a dopamine spike disguised as a need? Most of the time, and I mean most of the time, you won't even remember what it was. Rule number 2, one account, one job. Your money needs structure. Right now, most people dump everything into one checking account and hope for the best. That's not a system. That's chaos with a debit card. Here's what works. Your paycheck hits. Immediately, automatically. A fixed amount moves to a savings account you don't touch. A fixed amount moves to your investment account. What's left is your spending money. That's it. You don't budget every latte. You don't track every dollar. You just spend what's in the spending account and nothing more. The leaks can't drain what they can't reach. Rule number 3, and this is the one nobody does. Call your providers and negotiate. Your car insurance, your cell phone plan, your internet bill, your credit card interest rate. These companies have retention departments whose entire job is to keep you from leaving. Call them. Say, I'm considering switching to a competitor. What can you do for me? The average person who negotiates their bills saves $100 to $300 a month. That's not a one-time savings, that's recurring. Every single month, for doing nothing more than making a 15-minute phone call. The money is sitting there waiting for you to ask for it. And the last piece, know your triggers. Everyone has spending patterns that aren't about need. They're about emotion. You're bored, you open Amazon. You're stressed, you order takeout. You had a bad day, you deserve something nice. I'm not saying never spend on yourself. I'm saying recognize the pattern. Because once you see it, you can interrupt it. Boredom spending, stress spending, reward spending, identity spending. Buying things to signal who you want to be instead of building the life you actually want. Name the trigger, and the leak loses its power. So here's your challenge. This week, not someday, this week, do 3 things. 1. Run the subscription audit. Go line by line. Cancel what you wouldn't re-buy today. 2. Set up the account split. Automate your savings and investments so they leave before you can spend them. 3. Make one phone call. Pick your biggest bill and negotiate it down. 3 moves. 1 week. You will find money you didn't know you had. And that money becomes the fuel for everything we build from here. Now your mindset is right, your numbers are real, and the leaks are sealed. Next episode we start building your first $1,000 emergency fund, why that number, where to put it, and how to get there fast even on a tight budget. That's episode 4. The foundation is done. Now we start stacking. If this episode saved you money, and it will, share it with someone who's leaking cash the same way you were. Follow Wealth in Motion. Every episode builds on the last.